Good morning. Well, this should be interesting today. Janice has been under the weather, and she's getting over everything, but she can't talk very loud. So you'll all have to be very quiet today so that Janice can do something. Hello, but I don't have that same problem. So, Roy and I installed a new thermostat in here that we can play with at home on our phone. So yeah, we're gonna do the same thing in the other hall too. So, but that should be interesting. Got a new alarm system, so that's all working good now. So.
Looking at me this morning when I came in, and I thought, oh my God, the alarm's going off. Oh my God, and I got to it and I saw it was new.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to beep. The other one was supposed to beep too, but it never did.
Yeah, well, that one did.
So we'll talk about that too. But, good morning. I discovered, Jan and I, started the church, over 20 years ago, and we never, ever wanted it to be really over about 100 people at a service, just because you kind of lose, you can't figure out who anybody is, and it just loses something. So we always wanted to stay under 100. And, and those 3 or 4 times a year at the holidays that we do get, up near that number and frequently considerably over, and that's fine, we have the room for it. But it's interesting that there's literally thousands of people, seriously, that claim in the Tri-Cities to belong to our church. I mean, seriously, because people have been here once or twice, and yet this is where they're going to go if they ever start going. And it's okay. That's, again, we're not the typical Christian church at all. And we're not the other way. We're certainly not a metaphysical church. So people have always had a hard time figuring out, well, what the heck are you then? And the simplest answer, and I talk about this every once in a while, is that, if you ever look at this continuum, and over on your left, you've got the people that there probably is nothing else in the world except me, and everything I do is my problem, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And oh, by the way, it's kind of guilt-ridden too. And then you got people way over on the other side, over on the right, and they're similar. Only God does everything, and I have nothing to do in my life, and it's all planned and all that. So okay, well, we're right here. We're in the middle. And we grasp at both sides, but we don't go to either extreme ever. So that does make us quite a bit different. So we don't have the guilt and a lot of other things that a lot of other organizations have and never will. So, but that's what does make us very, very different. So anyway, things that make you go, Experience is the name everyone gives to his mistakes. Oscar Wilde. Many are stubborn in pursuit of the path they have chosen, few in the pursuit of the goal. Okay, Nietzsche. So, by a small sample, we may judge of the whole piece. True. Oh, you know what? Does anybody like old calendars, with cool pictures and everything? Because, okay, this is the one that I've been using for the last year, and there's always somebody that likes it. I like them too. It's just I would have my entire garage plastered with them, and so. Okay, we do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon now. And we love those two dudes, even though they're both passed. May their souls rest in peace. And John said, living is easy with eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see. So, 'tis true. And George, equally as insightful. If the Cincinnati Reds were really the first Major League Baseball team, who did they play? I don't know. And t-shirts or sweatshirts that you could order yourself. I would apologize to anyone I have not yet offended. Please be patient. I will get to you shortly. Common sense. It's not a gift. It's a punishment. Because you still have to deal with everyone who doesn't have it. My pen is huge. Think about that for a minute. Yeah, back when people wrote, letters to the editor and wrote things. So yeah, think about that. Prayer. It's the best way to meet the Lord. But messing with my daughter is faster. Yep. Just remember, if we get caught, you're deaf and I don't speak English. I'm 97% sure you don't like me, but I'm 100% sure I don't care. So. Egyptian priests who worked as embalmers were probably the first group of persons to have an accurate knowledge of the heart's size and its location. Long before the beginning of the Christian era, those specialists knew that the heart is a cone-shaped organ about the size of one's fist. They also knew that it always lies in the thoracic cavity between the lungs and just behind the breastbone. Much knowledge was lost with the decay of ancient civilization, yet since the 13th century, when scientific anatomy became an official science, educated men have had a fairly accurate understanding of the body's pumping organ. Neither ancient lore nor modern recent discoveries have had the slightest effect upon speech customs, which have regarded the heart as a wandering rather than a fixed organ. A fearful person has long been described as having his heart in his mouth. An easily offended person is still said to wear his heart on his sleeve. Late in the 17th century, another descriptive phrase surged into wide use, and in the space age, it shows no indication of dropping out of speech, for in spite of the findings of anatomists, it seems reasonable to say that anyone with good intentions is properly made and therefore has his heart in the right place. So, that's where that one came from. More things about candy. Remember, this last couple weeks I've been talking about different candies. The Snickers bar, introduced in 1930 by M&M Mars, is named after the Mars family favorite horse, Snickers. Now you know, yeah. The perks of being over 50, your joints are more accurate meteorologists than the National Weather Service. Your secrets are safe with your friends because they can't remember them either. Your supply of brain cells is finally down to a manageable size. You can't remember who sent you this. And I have no idea. Which, by the way, you know, almost all the stuff I read up here, with some exceptions, I get from you people. So if you don't like it, it's your fault. Two little old ladies were sitting in the park bench outside. I'm going to get in trouble for this one. Outside the local town hall where a flower show was in progress. One leaned over and said to the other, "Life is so darn boring, we never have any fun anymore. For $5, I'd take off my clothes and streak through that stupid flower show." "You're on," said the other lady, giving up a $5 bill. First lady slowly fumbled out of her clothes and, completely naked, streaked as fast as little old ladies can through the front door of the flower shop. Waiting outside, her friend soon heard a huge commotion inside the hall, followed by loud applause and shrill whistling. The naked and smiling old lady came through the exit door, surrounded by a cheering crowd carrying a blue ribbon. "What happened?" asked her waiting friend. "I won first prize as the best dried arrangement." Yep, gonna get in trouble for that one.
My turn.
Oh, okay.
I got a couple of things.
All right.
There it goes. All right, couple things here.
That's the most bizarre thing. There.
I'm in this place. Unfortunately, I've been gone for the last few weekends, and so I do apologize for that. But we are having a crock pot potluck next Sunday right after church. So I have a sign-up sheet for anybody who might be interested in coming. Just put your name, and we have a main dish, side, or dessert that's going to be needed. So go ahead. I'm going to send that around.
So this is anything that's like in a crock pot? Is that what you're saying?
Anything in a crock pot.
Okay, okay.
No, it can be.
It could be, though, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's lots of desserts. You can do dump cake in a crock pot. There's a lot of different desserts you can do. Yeah. So
I mean,
it doesn't necessarily have to be in a crock pot, though, just so you know. Side
Chocolate
dishes
fondue,
don't have
yeah.
to be in the crock pot. So, also, we have our expo coming up very fast. It's going to be faster than I'm ready for. I have sent out all of the invitations for the vendors who did not reserve their spots for this year at last year's expo. Once I hear back from all of them, I'll know better which booths are available. So if you're interested, you'd like to email me healinghands999@gmail.com. You can also find my information on the Healing Light Expo's website or on the Facebook page. Let me know if you're interested. I'll put you on the list, and then I can contact you when I know more. Okay?
Hey, Valerie, how long have we been doing this?
What was it? 18 years?
Yeah.
18 years,
Amazing.
yeah. And it takes a village. It takes all of us to put this on. This is huge for the church. It is our biggest event that we do, and we are in need of volunteers still. We are needing coordinators to help lead in certain areas. We still need it for the load in, load out. That's when we have William. Are you doing with the trailer? William brings the trailer here to the church. We have a lot of things that we have to load in and then take to the venue and then bring back at the end of the expo. We are needing volunteers to help with that. You can either speak to myself, Janice, sorry, or William, okay? But let us know, and we need somebody that can kind of help coordinate that. Food bank, take charge of, we usually ask for donations for the food bank. Also, some people will bring things for pets. And we need somebody to help volunteer and take care of that, make sure it gets to the different places at the end of the expo. So we are looking for somebody to help head that up. The day of the expo, the signs, is that what you're talking about, Janice? So somebody that can post them out in front and take care of, the signage for us. We have others who take care of advertising, things like that. What else do we need here? That's it, okay. So that is it for now. If you have any questions, see me. Yes. It's April 7th and 8th. Yes.
At the Red Lion in Kennewick.
At the Red Lion in Kennewick. So just see me if you have any questions about this, but we are in need of a lot of volunteers. Thank you.
And the expo is super important to the church. It has been an outreach for our church for 18 years. It's one of the few things we do as an outreach. We don't advertise. It's always just word of mouth and such. So this is a way for people to actually see, people that are associated with us, find out we're not really all that scary. And, because there is a lot of misunderstanding out there about us. It's interesting. So I frequently have talks with other pastors and such. But anyway, let's sing a song. This one's...
Didn't that sound really good?
Unlike sounding you very good.
Yes, I've sounded better in the past. There we go. It's the only way that thing works is backwards. Our sound system, doesn't it sound really, really good? The bass was really good. We've replaced everything. So that's part of that. We had a beautiful donation, an anonymous donation, and we were able to replace all of our soundboard and everything. Excuse me. Well, the reason I'm here today, a couple of reasons. First reason, welcome home. Our song, Home. Welcome home. I hope this is your home. And no matter how many weeks or days you're gone, that when you come home, you always feel welcome, feel home. As we like you to feel as if this is your place to feel safe, your place to feel loved. And I apologize for not giving my usual gratuitous hugs. I'm much of a hugger. Hard for me not to hug. But I had to be here today because I had this way cool vision that I wanted to share with you. So I apologize in advance for the voice. Bear with me. Thank you for your patience. But this vision came to me like Monday night, Tuesday night. But before I tell you about that, I had to cancel yesterday's class. And so yesterday's class was supposed to be about revising your soul contract. And about the time the class should have happened, of course, I was laying around trying not to cough. Have you ever tried not to cough? Don't cough, don't cough, don't cough, don't cough. That doesn't work very well. So as I was laying around, I had a new insight. So now I'm going to rewrite the whole class. So thank God that I got sick and couldn't do the class. So there's a blessing or benefit in anything. So suffering and misery is just kind of optional. Unpleasant, certainly, but we can find good in just about anything we experience. So I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful I got sick because it gave me a chance to just stop and think or stop and be open. Often when I go to bed at night, and here's a good tip for people who have trouble sleeping. If you can imagine a daydream, imagine something you'd really like to see happen, and start thinking about that, creating in your mind a beautiful scene, and you fall asleep with that, then your brain is more likely to shut the hell up and let you sleep. So I do that a lot. I start with thinking about something that I really would like to see happen, whether it's going to a nice beach scene or walking in the mountains or whatever. So I was laying in bed and starting to create this visualization. All of a sudden I was taken here to the building. It was full of people, everybody talking and having a good time. You know how we do? Have fun with that? I think church starts the minute we walk in the door. And we start connecting with one another. I think that's the beginning of church. Yeah. So there was all this communication going on. There was a new person, new man. I didn't know who he was. And so I just was standing there and he said, tell me about your faith. Which is a really odd thing. And all of a sudden, boom, I was back to being a 4-year-old in Bible class, the first Bible class I ever went to. And it was hokey. It was really hokey. You know, they had the little box that had sand in it and little paper cutouts of people that were dressed in Bible times. And they would walk them through the sand. And it was I'll never forget it. It was the story of Jesus and turning the water into wine. And so, what's wine? You know, we didn't drink in our families. I had no idea Oh, it's a beverage that grown-ups drink. Okay. Well, why didn't they want to drink water? I don't know, but they didn't, and they wanted wine, so Jesus did that for them. Who's Jesus? Okay, well, that was a whole other story. I think I was problematic even as a child. I'm sorry. I don't know how to. He's had to ramp me up quite a bit. So then they had these little jars that they obviously made out of clay. And so they'd pour water in them. And then they'd say, okay, close your eyes, cover your eyes, don't peek, this is where the miracle happens. What's the difference between a miracle and magic? Just close your eyes. I was a funny kid. And then they obviously put food coloring in there. And oh my gosh, it turned water to wine. Can we taste it? No. But I don't know what wine tastes like. Well, no, it's okay. And then we did some coloring. And I remember color on paper, but I don't remember being in the lines at all. And I was so proud of that piece of paper. I think it stayed on the fridge for a little while too. But I remember in that moment, it just rang to me that there was something about this Jesus guy that I liked. And I don't think it was the sandbox with the little cardboard figures. I don't think that was it. I don't think it was the hokey little bottles. And I don't think it was close your eyes and watch the miracle happen. But there was something that pinged inside of me. And so here I am in this vision, instantly went into this vision. saw that situation, and I knew that that was, I'm going to cry, sorry. That was the moment in which my faith was ignited. And so I felt that. And then I was back in this vision of our church building here. And I saw that some people, when they walked in the door and they were chatting with other people, they ignited. There was this light. And some people, when they hear Phil tell jokes, that lights them up. And other people, when I read a Bible verse, that lights them up. And other people, when they hear my insights about that, because they weren't really sure what that means or how it applies to them, when they hear my words, that lights them up. Some people, it's the music. When they hear the music, that lights them up. And some people, it's the guided meditation. When they get that guided meditation and they really connect to the Spirit, that lights them up. Bless you. I can relate to that. And some people, it's when the interpretations come that lights them up. And some people, when we're standing in the energy circle around, that lights them up, that community, that energy cycling around. And what was beautiful is the light that I saw was this beautiful aqua violet color. And as I was seeing that, and we were all lit, the roof came off of the building, and there was angels and spirit guides and all these spirit beings surrounding us, and the light from above shining down. And all of this was wrapped and glowing in this violet and aqua color. It was just beautiful. And I looked closer then, and inside of each person was wrapped in this violet and aqua light was her own unique color added to that. And this color emanated from us. And I want to read you a Bible verse that came to me as a result of that. Matthew 5, verse 14. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do men light a lamp and put it under a peck measure, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light shine before men in such a way that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. Here's a rant. I get really offended when people say, praise the Lord this and praise the Lord that. It bugs me. It really bugs me. And as a follower of the way, you would think it wouldn't. But it bothers me. It's because of this verse. Be the light. And that's where the glory is. You can say, praise the Lord till you're purple. But if you're living in misery, there's no light in that. And you see people who frequently will say, oh, praise the Lord this and praise the Lord that. And yet they're full of complaint and misery and sarcasm and hostility and will use every opportunity to tear somebody else down. I say hooey on that crap. Be the light. And this vision showed me that we are a light and that we have great things to do. And that bringing light into this world is no small measure. And we're not alone. I really like the song that was played this morning, the Philip Phillips Home. No, you're not alone. We're not alone. There's this whole herd of celestial beings that are here to help us. And being the light is not an easy task. Somebody was speaking to me this morning before services. And they had posted something on Facebook and just were blistering replies back. And their first response was to get huffy and upset. But they didn't. And they said, well, I wish you had just said you didn't agree with me rather than being critical, but I hear your point. They took the high road. They were the light. It wasn't easy. And she was telling me that she felt really vulnerable. Being the light means you're sitting on a hill. People see you, see who you are, see what you're doing. But you're not alone. You have a host of people. They've got your back. And doing the light, being the light, is worth it. Is worth it. So as I observed all of this and this beautiful light surrounding all of us, and I was reminded of this Bible passage, that I find in my heart it's important for me to encourage you to not give up, to keep on keeping on. That it's not about being a blowhard or showing off. It's about doing the next right thing. And sometimes the next right thing is hard. It's hard to do the next right thing, but you're doing it. And you may not even know you're doing it, but they do. And they want you to know that they do. Can you have a sense of that? How much you're loved for showing up and suiting up and being who you are? You're here for a reason. And maybe your reason isn't what you think it is. Well, I'm not accomplishing anything. Yes, you are. You're suiting up, you're showing up, and you're being the light. In everything you do, you're being kindness and the light. And that makes a huge difference. Huge difference. You don't know, but what kind word you say is going to change somebody's outlook. And not just change it for the moment, but change it forever. You can interact with someone and be a pivot point for their universe by being the light. You don't have to make the light. The light's there. Just allow it to activate. Allow it to awaken. And as you allow it to awaken, it shines. And you have this whole host of people, of beings that love you and are here to amplify that light. And in so doing, the light that you are can shine more brightly and feel safe. And feel safe. Shall we do? Let me rest my voice a minute. So would you do communion, Mr. Phil? And I'll rest my voice a minute, and then we'll do a guided meditation. All right?
Hi! I'm back. Oh, you know what? I've got this, everything's turned up really loud, so maybe I should be careful here. Yeah, maybe not. Calendar. For January, getting full, and it'll get fuller as the year goes on. It's pretty amazing. And this was one of the things that when we started the church, this is what we wanted. We wanted the building to be used all the time. And I'm not real sure any other church can say something like that. And I'm not sure any of the others actually have things going on all the time. And there's plenty of things that are not on here that take place here. That's because this is one that's done a few weeks before. So you get online and you'll find out all the current things, and probably different times too, hard to say. But let's say, today's the 14th. How'd that happen? God, this year is just zooming by. Well, there you go. It's even worse than I thought. Or better. 1 o'clock, there'll be Course in Miracles, right?
And just to come to find out, or?
Okay. If you don't know what Course in Miracles is or are, I guess it's yes. It'll be at 1 o'clock here today. And Monday, maybe nothing going on. I don't know. Check the website. Vision workshop with Mary Ann on Tuesday. If you wonder what that is, talk to Mary Ann. Intuitive Tarot on Wednesday. That's with Janice. And the Realms Healing Square, Dream Quest grads only on Thursday. So, okay. And then also ARE meets here on Thursday, right?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. And then Friday, what is Friday here? What's that? It's a graphic. Is that what it is? Is a graphic? Okay, cool graphic. And then Saturday, Sandy Lang is doing Emergent Teens at 1 o'clock, and then also Art and Soul at 10. So again, that's what's nice about having two kind of distinctive rooms, so we can do a couple things at the same time. Cool, cool. All right. Communion. Roy, want to help out up here? I need an extra hand. Just take that top one, please. Thank you. Thank you. Communion, it is interesting. You know, when I was growing up and growing up a Catholic, I remember so distinctly that, and of course they use the unleavened bread, and I was told, and I don't remember why, yeah I kind of do, but I'm not going to relay it, is you never use your teeth. You always just let it melt in your mouth. And there was a reason for that. And I got the symbolism at the time, but I still thought it was odd. So here, I deliberately crunch. Because I can. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, but it is. It's however you were raised and you grow up, and what's comfortable for you. Because this is a wonderful, wonderful spiritual tradition, and it's joining you with your higher power, whatever that is for you. If it's God, if you like Jesus, I think he's a cool guy. You know, Yahweh. I don't care what you call, you know, or her. It doesn't matter. I don't care. But I really respect that you have a belief system, and this is a way to actually connect. That and with everyone else in the room. So let's just do that.
No, I was raised, we only did communion like at Easter, maybe once a year.
I know.
And then we had to line up and parade through it. It was quite a big,
Well, it is a big deal. Excuse me. And all religions have a different, little bit different philosophy, and some of them do it on a quarterly basis, monthly, once a year. That's really interesting. I've never heard of that actually, but we do it every week because we can.
right.
Or you had to be a member. That's right. Okay, who's a member here of the Divine Fellowship? If you're here, you're a member. You know, and actually we did that at the last church, at the last building, because we were smaller and we could do it. It was, if you had a cup, coffee cup, you were a member. So go get a coffee cup and you're a member. We couldn't do that here just because the kitchen's way back there instead of in the same room. So, but yeah, membership, never quite understood that one either. So, I'm blathering, aren't I? So again, just be with us and guide us in all that we do. Just be with us in our lives. Help us to be better people. For this we ask in your Son's name. Amen. Many blessings. Many blessings. That's something else. Now that I had a microphone on, people can actually hear what I say. So because I really, really find it so important when I give it to people to offer them many blessings. Because it is always my hope for everyone to have a life full of many blessings. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I know. Mary Ann. And yes, I do just pick somebody. And you do have the right to say no. You do.
I was kind of back there, okay, let's see, look this way, look that way, I won't get his attention. But Dan is sick today, and I'm having to sit in his seat, so I'm right dead center in the back. So I think that probably was where I went wrong. Anyway, this is a wonderful congregation, a wonderful place. Pretty much functions off of our donations. So if you can, please donate. If you can't, please give it a blessing and pass it on. Thank you.
Okay, I got, blah, 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 blah.
That's why Jan doesn't let me do that very often.
That's not true. Oh, just wait. Now you're going to be doing it more often. So you're at a point of choice here. We can play a guided meditation that I recorded several years ago, or I can give you one. Depends on whether you find my voice is irritating or not. So you want to play the one from the past, or you want same voice? Do you know where the CD is, Phil?
Absolutely not. Could you help me find it?
Sure. You want to go over the count? He already went over the count. Excuse me.